So I started in Masdar 5 years ago, and that was the first time in my professional life that I was affiliated with the renewable energy industry. However, my affiliation with renewables from an academic passion started off when I was a kid. All throughout school, I've been interested in the cusp between environment and economics. I have this interesting background of having been born and raised in Japan, but coming from a very rural part of India. So I used to spend my summers in India in the rice paddies, the sugarcane paddies, but during the rest of my year I would be in the high-tech life of Tokyo. And so I've always been trying to figure out a way of bridging the two together, of maintaining the nature while pursuing the advances and efficiency that you get with technology and clean tech. That culminated in high school with a form of an extended essay that I had to do for my IB diploma, where I compared the effects of carbon cap and trade versus carbon taxation. After college, I went straight into investment banking to gain the skill sets that I needed for analyzing investments, analyzing investment opportunities, understanding how people value companies. That's always been an interesting thing for me. You hear about the stock markets going up and down, but there wasn't necessarily a real science that got to me. It seemed more like an art. So although I had this passion on renewables and clean tech, back when I was growing up, renewables wasn't really a profitable industry. It's very different from where it is right now. And so what I did was I had that passion for doing renewables. However, I ended up wanting to get the business skill sets that were required. I did move to renewables, however, after getting my master's degree. I did my MBA, and when I did my MBA, I focused on sustainability, entrepreneurship, and innovation. And that's how I got to going from investment banking, doing IPOs and M&As, to investing in clean technology companies. I am a principal at Masdar Capital. Masdar is Renewable Energy Initiative of the Emirate of Abu Dhabi. Within that initiative, I work in the investments field. So what we do is we look at investment opportunities in clean technology companies. So we don't invest in renewable energy plants, solar plants or wind plants, but we invest in companies that produce these technologies. You could call it venture capital, clean technology venture capital. So we bank on disruptive technologies. So what we need to do is, of course, analyze the business fundamentals. Is the management team that we're investing in, have they used money wisely in the past? Do they know how to manage their team well? Have they been meeting their metrics? So we look at, for that specific field, for that specific technology, and the profitability of that business model, we try to understand what are the key metrics. Of course, sales is very important because we can't invest in a company that doesn't have any sales. Because for us, sales means that, okay, there's someone that wants to buy it, right? We don't want to be investing in a technology that no one really wants to buy. Of course, there's lots of really cool technology out there. And you have a lot of technologists out there who spend a lot of time looking at various different types of inventions. And they're all very cool. But on the other hand, we need to invest in something that's profitable. So the challenging part of my job is also what's most inspirational. You get to meet all these amazing entrepreneurs who have risked, their comfy, nice jobs wherever they are to do stuff by themselves. They really believe in it. They have this feeling in their gut that I need to change the world. I need to make a difference. So they leave their well-paying company job to go in and start their own company. That's extremely inspiring, but that's also really challenging because you know what these people have given up to do what they do. But you also have to make sure that you give them frank feedback when you say that you can't actually invest in the company. We typically only invest in 1% of the companies that we look at. So we look at a lot of companies, but we also have to have these very difficult conversations with people when we decide when they believe in it so much. However, we can't really invest in every single company, and I think the way that we give feedback helps us shape our reputation. We need to be able to provide them with the guidance, provide them with future confidence as well, so that they can come back to us. And interestingly, we've actually seen, over the 5 years that I've been at Masdar Capital, we've actually funded people who we had passed earlier on, and we funded them because we had a relationship with them. We knew how good they were, but we also had seen how they've grown. And for us, the challenge is the communication and the providing of the feedback, but also, deciding what to do and when to do it. So I think the most exciting part of my job is that I'm doing exactly what I want to do. I've always wanted to be in that cusp of technology, environment, and economics. And this is where I am. I meet all these inspirational entrepreneurs. This is exactly, the type of place that I want to be. I think now there's immense potential for careers in renewable energy. When I graduated from college, I didn't see much of a career in renewable energy because the industry wasn't developed. It wasn't profitable. I do know now that there are renewable energy companies out there, whether it's wind developers, solar panel manufacturers, that actually hire straight from college. And you also have massive conglomerates like Siemens or GE that also hire straight from college as well. And these companies provide excellent training as well, which is the one thing that you have to understand. You always need to have training all throughout your career, because that's what helps you get to the top of your game. The opportunities in renewable energy industries come from the finance side of things, financing and investing in renewable energy companies, which is what I do, to engineering, development and design of new technology, as well as operations. I think operations and logistics will play a huge key role in renewable energy development going forward, as we have more challenges, like for example going into offshore wind. But I do think that the key thing is wherever you go to and whatever you do, and whatever you choose to do in your college in terms of your degree, I personally believe you have to do whatever you feel like you want to do. Don't do a certain degree just because you want a job. Do it because you want to do it. I did my undergrad in philosophy and economics. I love philosophy, I love economics, and that's what I did. I didn't do finance, I didn't do business management, I didn't do accounting, but I still ended up in investment banking. So do what you want to do, because that's what you'll be good at. And your career will shape itself.